In all of our lives, there are moments and times which are etched into our permanent recall. That day is one of them.
As we promised on September 11, 2001, that we never forget.
This was enough of a magnitude that generated monuments throughout the state.
In Ridgefield, the steel beam recovered from Ground Zero recalls each moment of the morning of September 11th.
As the sun rises on September 11th, at a particular time in the morning, the monument casts a shadow over a block in the ground that recognizes the flight number.
In Danbury,
We had hoped back in 2004 when we had agreed on a design was that this would be a spot where folks would be able to come and reflect the magnitude of that day.
the memorial is in Elmwood Park on Main Street.
And we had chose this beautiful glass monument with the names of all the victims etched into the monument, with a centerpiece inside of the glass monument that has the names of our local residents that perished that day.
The monument here at Wilton Fire Department was put together both by the town and the firefighters here. When I walk out at night, I walk right by it and you realize that I'm going home. And those 5 that we have listed on our memorial were not able to go home that day.
The State of Connecticut Memorial is at Sherwood Island Park in Westport.
It's beautifully situated with a view as you stand in front of the memorial down Long Island Sound and towards New York. So I think it's a particularly beautiful place. I think it's a pretty spot for a pretty tragic event.
The Fairfield Fire Department Memorial was a piece of steel that was recovered from Ground Zero. It reminds every firefighter when they come to work every day the sacrifices that 343 firefighters made in New York City.
In Milford, we have one at City Hall, but we also have them located throughout town. We have a bunch of monuments at our fire stations. There are 3 sides to this monument. One side talks about the Flight 93 attacks, also the World Trade Center attacks, and the attacks on the Pentagon.
In Greenwich, 2 glass towers overlook Long Island Sound in Cobb Harbor.
For the Stamford Fire Department, we erected a 9/11 memorial, and every year they put up a list of the firefighters and the local citizens who perished in the collapse.
You know, the country really came together and showed its true spirit and showed what we're capable of. And I think that that's important for everyone to know about.
Around here, it might be a little bit different than the rest of the country, but I hope nobody ever forgets.